Alright guys, so this is Ankit here and I'm back with another video. Now it's been more than a month, to be exact I think almost 5 weeks since I have been using my S24 Ultra. Now when you buy a new phone, it's obvious that in the initial few weeks you will very much like your phone because you have spent so much money on it, you are exploring all the features, etc. So it's obvious that you will enjoy your phone unless something goes horribly wrong. Now since I bought this phone, I have been using this as my primary daily driver, and this is a very good phone. And I have been very happy using it. I am coming from an S23 Ultra. I am using a Galaxy Z Fold 5, and this lives up to the expectation. However, is it really like much better than my previous phones, like the S23 Ultra, which is basically just 1 year old to this phone, the previous generation, or my Galaxy Z Fold 5? The answer is not a simple yes or no. This is a good phone, yes. Initial period I have been probably using this as my daily driver, doing anything I do on a phone on this S24 Ultra, whether it's be browsing internet, using social media, watching YouTube. But now after like more than 1 month, sometimes I pick up my Fold 5 to watch multimedia, watch YouTube, etc. Because even though this is basically the top of the food chain in terms of the Android slab phones, the multimedia experience on the Fold 5 is on a different level. So from time to time, I do reach out to my Fold 5 to do stuff. So I think it's a gradual thing. If you have a couple of phones and you have a problem with, using multiple phones at the same time, then yes, there are phones for specific use cases which will be better than this S24 Ultra. But if you have this S24 Ultra as your only phone, then it basically will cater to all your specific needs when it comes to multimedia, browsing internet, even for productivity, like using Outlook, your any business tools, especially because it has this S Pen. So this is very useful for business users. So you can just use that for not jotting down notes, making edits on PowerPoint, etc. So it completely depends on you. For me personally, I think the honeymoon phase is over. And do I think this is the basically the best Android phone available? Yes, I still do think that. Because even though Fold 5 probably is better in some specific use cases, overall S24 Ultra is the better phone. It is more durable. It has a flat screen where you are not that concerned that you will scratch the screen or break the screen. It is relatively less heavy. Basically, yeah, it is a heavy slab phone. I mean, even heavier than iPhone 15 Pro Max, but lighter than the Fold 5. So after my honeymoon phase is over, I still basically I am now dividing my time between Fold 5 and the S24 Ultra. For some use cases, I use this S24 Ultra, especially for browsing Twitter, etc., where I don't need that large screen. But for content consumption, watching YouTube or streaming any video on Netflix or Amazon Prime, I am using my Fold 5. But yeah, that's about using both the phones. But how has been my experience, and has it changed compared to my initial impression? No, it has not changed. The camera is very good. If you're coming from an S23 Ultra, you will not notice the difference. That's in my opinion. I am not a very heavy camera user. Your experience might vary, but that's how I have noticed it. The screen, definitely that's a very big improvement, especially the anti-reflective coating. Now, I'm not talking about the issue of the graininess that people are seeing. I personally have not noticed that thing, and I am not going to go especially looking for trouble. But yeah, personally, I don't find the screen uh, to be to have any issue. Uh, it is basically better than S20 Ultra in terms of this anti-reflective coating. So it definitely proves very useful when you are out in the sun, and basically this is the blackest black on a mobile screen you will ever see. So there's that. In terms of battery life, it has held up pretty well. There are days when I can go for 7 to 8 hours screen on time, especially when I am mostly on Wi-Fi. When I'm on 5G or traveling in tube where the connection is spotty, then yeah, you will get it less screen on time. So let me show you a couple of days. So currently you can see it is showing 1 day, 1 hour left. So basically I have been using it easily for 1.5 days generally. And I charge it in the morning. So now I have used it for 11 hours, 5 minutes, and I'm still at 61%. And basically, I have not toned down any setting. The always on display is on. I am using Outlook Teams. Outlook and Teams are very heavy applications because they're constantly pushing data in the background and it's very taxing on the phone's battery. So, but it handles it pretty well. So, in terms of usage, if you see the usage today, you will feel that it's a very bad battery because it is showing 46% usage and only have 1 hour 33 minutes of screen on time. But my use case was very different today. I was traveling in the tube. I was at client's office where the connection was not that good. So it was showing 5G on my phone, but the internet was not working very well. It was taking a lot of time to load emails and other getting messages. So even though 5G was being displayed, the internet speed was very slow, and basically the phone was working very hard to get a higher internet speed. So basically it was pushing too much, making too much effort to connect to the internet. So that definitely is very taxing on the battery. So that's why I got less screen on time, because I was on 5G for the whole day, and while traveling the tube, sometimes the network goes away, and that is even more taxing on the phone. And on top of that, the always on display was on. Outlook was continuously pushing for emails. So I think any other phone would have, like, I would have even gone till 50% battery. But S24 Ultra still held up pretty well considering my use case. So if you look at any other day, so this is 58% usage and almost 4 hours of screen on time, which is more in line with what you can expect. So you can expect, if you are mostly on Wi-Fi, you can expect 7 to 8 hours of screen on time. And if you disable the always on display, I always keep my always on display on. So that adds like at least 5% to the battery consumption, 5 to 10% depending on how long you have been using it. And on WhatsApp, I was using video call. So yesterday was a more realistic way of using the phone. Then again, day before that, 44% for again 3 hours 7 minutes. So these days are like more mix of mostly on Wi-Fi with some 5G usage. I think that is what typically people use when they are, of course, not going on a or going to work. So this is how my experience has been so far. I have not felt a need to look for a charger because the phone is about to die. So that is about battery life. In terms of other things, I mean, I have no complaints so far. It has handled pretty much everything I have thrown at it. I am not a gamer. Camera I sometimes use when I am especially going out with friends, families. So yeah, I think I had uploaded few photos also in a previous video when I went to central London near London Bridge and took photos. So no complaints regarding that. The weight ergonomics I have gotten pretty used to. I mean, I have been using the Samsung flagship for few years, so yeah, nothing new here. I have used the S21 Ultra, S22 Ultra now, S23, and now the S24. So yeah, the flat display is basically quite convenient in terms of using the S Pen on the flat display, and you get less concerned about dropping it. And the cases are like more suitable that you can just keep it like this after applying a case, and yeah, it protects your screen. Uh, I think that's it from my side for today. I mean, this was a review as such. I mean, I just wanted to share my experience. I didn't want to talk about specs and or performance benchmarks, detailed camera comparison, nothing of that sort. Just my user experience, how I felt using it for now more than a month. So if you have any particular questions about any specific aspect of this phone, please do let me know, and I will try to answer in the comments or like make a separate video on that. In my previous video, I already showed you that with the latest update, Samsung has fixed the vividness issue. They have given a slider, so that is fixed. But yeah, I mean, the graininess issue, I don't know whether what is the problem. Maybe some bad batch of phones, or maybe I don't think it's a hardware problem, because then everybody would have noticed it. Maybe it's some particular batch where the quality control was not followed properly. So I hope that Samsung fixes that batch and answers to people who have been facing that particular issue. So that's it, guys. See you in the next video, and please do subscribe and like my comment. Not like my comment, I mean put in the comments. And yep, see you in the next video. Thank you.